It's time for some real education. The Bosch Parade is a floating parade inspired by Dutch artist Hieronymus Bosch, born around 1450 and died in 1516, and held on the Damel River in the Netherlands. To participate in the parade, artists from all over the country build incredibly detailed and creative floats featuring musical instruments, performances, and even fire shows. Organizers say that the festival explores boundaries and moves away from the beaten tracks so as to give new impulses to our cultural environment, much like Bosch himself did back in the day. The next Bosch Parade will start on June 17th, 2021, so make sure to free up your schedule because it's quite a sight to see.
Yes, this will be a wonderful thing to go to. Bosch's last name isn't really Bosch. He was born in the town of S. Hertogenbosch, so he's Hieronymus of Bosch. And so this little community to commemorate every year one of the most fantastically wild painters in human history. Imagine Salvador Dali in the Middle Ages, and you've got Hieronymus Bosch. Take a look at this picture, the Garden of Earthly Delights there in the center. And I wish you could get a close-up of it a little more, but if you study it, you could just see all these odd shapes, all of these odd creatures, particularly in the panel on the right, hell, where you see flying fish on spears. You have all sorts of squid-like characters. You have human beings being born or at least incubated in fluid-filled eggs and sacks. You have, remember, between 1450, this is probably 1480, 1490, you have Hieronymus Bosch creating with his imagination this vision of the creation of Adam and Eve. On the left, you've got the earthly bounties there, right? The seven deadly sins and what they can live through in terms of sensuality, and then you've got the panel on the right of hell, this triptych. She's absolutely it beggars anything that Salvador Dali tried to do in terms of his or the Cubists tried to do, Picasso, in rearranging a reality. Now you go to the parade. The parade is here every year to go on the Bosch, the river there, to create that seems to be some kind of a squid-like thing with a chicken body, right? Something fresh out of the warped imagination of Hieronymus Bosch floating down the river. And look at the faces, even the people in the water who are guiding these floats dress like characters from the paintings. Take a look at the next one. These incredible tubular horns. It's almost Seussian. It's almost Dr. Seussian, isn't it? And you see these things come cruising down the river. Take a look at the next image. Right? I mean, it's just the coloring, the shape of these people is pretty staggering. You know, it really is remarkable. This would be can you imagine being taxed with creating a float for this? And literally, it's not like these floats that we drive down New York streets, right, for Thanksgiving. This is actually things that float. You get it? They're called floats because back when you used to float them down rivers, not drive them in parades. And you can take a look at some of the squid-like bottom half of one of Bosch's creations, right? There it is being navigated down. Just there's the fish I told you about. These fish speared. See the fish that are almost jumping from the water with actual legs? You can see the legs kicking on the back of those fish as they soar above the water. Again, something like some weird tentacled thing. So if you ever have a chance to sit down and look at Bosch's paintings, and then you ever want to go visit Europe in the summer in June, stop by Hertogenbosch, and you can see floating down the river these great floats in honor of their local hero.